Hello everybody, Doug Tabor here with your Charlotte Metro rental market update, August 2025. Charlotte, North Carolina, what a lovely city you are. Actually known as the Queen City, named after royalty, but it's not crowns that rule this market, it's growth, lifestyle, and opportunity. And let's be honest, if you're tuning in from California, my home state, you've probably had your fill of earthquakes, tenant boards, wildfires, and 13.3% tax income rates. Charlotte, none of that. They offer stability, sunshine, and sub 1% property tax rates. Out here, landlords are still allowed to be landlords. Imagine that. The Charlotte MSA is home to 2.7 million people, growing at 1.65% year over year. Translation, people are moving to Charlotte, not escaping from it. Median household income is $80,000 and rising. Now that's not Silicon Valley money, or even Orange County or San Diego County, but it's enough to support stable rents and reduce default risk. Unemployment is at 4%. Job growth, 2.6% year over year. That's healthy, not overheated. I was able to find 26,000 full-time job postings on Indeed, over 8,000 advertised pay above the median income. Industries like finance, logistics, education, and healthcare, because unlike tech, those industries can't be banned with a bad tweet. And for that reason, corporate relocations are happening fast. Citigroup just moved 510 new jobs to Charlotte, paying over $130,000 salaries. Daimler Truck Financial just moved their headquarters in. Other logistics firms are setting up shop. This isn't hype, it's a job engine that diversifies and supports a healthy economy. If you're like many of my clients who've owned rental properties and apartment buildings for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're most likely tired. Maybe you're tired of the tenants. Maybe you're tired of the telephone calls, the toilets, the turnover, the terrible teas. And what you're looking for is maybe a little more time off, a little more travel, a little more tranquility. That's why we've created the new webinar, Mastering the Exit. Sell your rentals, defer your taxes, and reinvest into passive income streams. Spend 60 minutes with us as we cover going into a 1031 exchange and looking into more passive options. Maybe you're looking to reinvest into a net lease asset, or you're interested in a Delaware Statutory Trust or DST, or maybe you have a favorite charity and you want to learn more about the Charitable Remainder Trust. Register for this free webinar, learn more about what your options are so you can get away from the terrible teas and focus more on the terrific teas. I'm Doug Tabor. We look forward to seeing you there. Big employers, Charlotte's economic base is real. Bank of America is headquartered here. Atrium Health. Wells Fargo has a big operations center here. Duke Energy. The city doesn't just depend on tech unicorns or political subsidies. It's diversified, grounded, and stable. As a matter of fact, it's the #2 banking hub in the United States. The University of North Carolina, Charlotte has a campus here, Davidson, and Queen's University. Translation, a talent pipeline plus student housing demand. Let's dive into the rental market. Vacancy rates are at 12.2%. That's what happens when you overbuild. But that's opportunity for cash buyers and operators who know how to underwrite concessions. Average rent for a 2-bedroom, $1,650 to $2,000 a month. Rent growth is down 0.8%. It's not a collapse, it's a reset. Class B and C still performing. Class A softening a bit. That's what happens when you build. And unlike California, landlords here don't need to bribe tenants just to vacate. Here's your single family snapshot. Median home values, $435,000. That's affordable compared to states like California. And people are still buying. Median days on market, only 16 days. Housing starts are pacing at 2,300 a month, and builders aren't just running scared, they're adjusting, they're not retreating. Let's move into my territory, multifamily. Charlotte has over 240,000 multifamily units, 21,000 currently under construction. Last year's absorption, over 14,000. Yep, supply is ahead of demand, but that creates buying opportunities, not panic. Cap rate is at 6.1%, and the median price per unit, $219,000. That's cash flow territory if you're not over leveraged. Let's discuss operating costs. Taxes, 0.6% effective rate. Insurance, $1,200 to $2,000 annually, reasonably, especially compared to high-risk markets. Utilities, $259 a month average. And yes, that includes water. What about the legal climate in Charlotte, North Carolina? Well, North Carolina is a landlord-friendly state. Currently, there is no rent control. In fact, it's banned statewide. No-fault evictions are allowed. Security deposits are regulated, but simple. Of course, compare that to AB 1482, endless eviction moratoriums, and a legislative culture in California that treats landlords like you like public enemy number one. So here's my closing thought. Charlotte isn't perfect. No market is. But if you're tired of being treated like the villain just for owning rental properties, this market offers a different narrative. I would highly suggest you take a strong look at Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a delightful city. We really enjoyed our time there, and it's designed also for your tenants to have a wonderful lifestyle. And of course, if you're ready to exit California and diversify, head over to my website, rentalownerworkshop.com, and register for my free 1-hour webinar. We'll talk about strategies step by step. If you found this to be helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow landlord ready to exit California. That's it for this rental market update. Until next time, I'm Doug Tabor, helping you move from the terrible T's of rental ownership to the terrific T's of time, travel, and tranquility.